and you want some answers. Fair enough. All right, so we're going to go through these. Here's the thing, friends. You could just write all the correct answers down and be done with it. Or if you miss something, you can really go back through, look back at our other couple videos in CSA and try to figure out why you missed them. There's not a whole lot of other teaching that I need to do on this unit. You guys have learned it. You've showed me on your classwork that you've learned it. So here you go. Hopefully you did really well on the review and you're good to roll. Alrighty, so number 1. We're going to look at this as 8 over 1 times 2 over 3. Remember, with multiplication, you just multiply straight across. So that gives me 16 thirds. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 times 3 is 3. And because the directions say that I have to simplify, I'm going to divide 16 by 3. I know that there are 5 3s in 16. That gets me to 15 with a remainder of 1/3. All right, so your answer is 5 1/3. I can't remember on the CSA if I'm allowed to give you credit for the improper fraction. I'll talk to you guys about that tomorrow. All right, so number 2. Three over 1 times 3 over 4. So 3 times 3/4. Again, straight across. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 4 is 4. I'm going to turn that into a mixed number. 9 divided by 4 is 2 with a remainder of 1/4. Moving on. 5/6 times 12. 5/6, same thing. 12 over 1. 5 times 12 is 60. 6 times 1 is 6. 60 divided by 6 gives you a beautiful round 10. All right, so far so good. Moving on. All righty. Choose the multiplication expression that represents the picture below. So this is the picture. And it looks like I have 3 of something. And I am multiplying those 3. So it looks like I have 3 candy bars maybe. And each one is 3/4 shaded. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 3 of whatever it is, and I'm multiplying that by the 3/4. So that would be my multiplication problem. 3 times 3/4 or 3/4 times 3. Either way works because with multiplication you can use the commutative property and switch the numbers around. So 3/4 times 3 would be the correct answer on that one. All right, number 5, write and solve a multiplication expression that represents the picture below. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7/8 are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's going to be something times 7/8 since it says multiplication. And I've got 2 of them. I've got one right here, one right there. So it's going to be 7/8 times 2. And it does say that I have to solve it. So if I do my 7/8 times 2 over 1, I get 14/8, which, if I look, 14 divided by 8 is 1. Or the remainder of 6/8, which can be simplified. 1, so if I divide 6 by 2, I get 3. If I did 8 by 2, I get 4. So your actual answer is 1 3/4. All right, moving on. Solve and simplify if needed. I like it when they just give us straight across. 4 times 2, 8. 5 times 3, 15. I can't simplify that. My factors of 8 are 1, 2, and 4, and 8. And my factors of 15 are 1, 15, 3, and 5. So nothing can be divided. That's as good as it gets, 8/15. All right, solve and simplify as needed. 6 divided by 3/5. Hint. Think of it as a word problem and draw a picture. I like that hint, so that's what I'm going to use. Because, friends, this was not always my favorite in school. I always had to think of it as something else in order to do it. So I'm going to think of it as I have, 6 holes. So 6, I don't know, cups of something. Flour is an easy one. And I'm going to say that 3/5, because here we go, of the cup makes 1 cupcake. This is going to be a how many can I make? And because it's got a whole number as the first number, I know it's going to be a whole number for the answer. So 6 cups of flour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I need to break each of those into 5 pieces. All right, and it says 3/5 of a cup makes 1 cupcake. So 1, 2, 3, that's 1 cupcake. 1, 2, 3, that's another cupcake. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. I'm going to switch colors and get those other ones. So 1, 2, 3, there's another cupcake. And then something way different here. 1, 2, 3, there's another one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so how many cupcakes could I make? Well, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then with our reds, we've got 7. Our greens, we have 8. Our pinks, we have 9. And our colored pencils makes 10 cupcakes. And if you're showing your work on the test, this is what you're going to need to do. All right. Number 8. Bill has 8 cups of cocoa. He uses 3/5 again. Good heavens. He uses 3/5 of a cup of cocoa for 1 pan of brownies. How many pans can he make? Alrighty, it's a how many, which means it's going to be a whole number. 8 cups of cocoa. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My cups are getting bigger. 8. We need to split these in fifths. See if I can do this all the way across. All right, there's 1 piece. 2 pieces. 3 pieces. Yeah, this isn't a good idea. Don't do this, guys. 4 pieces and 5 pieces. All right. 3 of these little pieces each makes 1 pan of brownies. That's a pretty good return on your investment there. All right, so 1, 2, 3. There's 1 pan of brownies. 1, 2, 3. There's another one. 1, 2, 3. There's a third. 1, 2, 3. There's a fourth. 1, 2, 3. There's a fifth. 1, 2, 3. There's a sixth. Good heavens, he's going to be making all kinds of brownies. There's a seventh. 1, 2, 3. There's an eighth. 1, 2, 3. There's his ninth. 1, 2, 3. There's his 10th. 2, 3. That's 11. 1, 2, 3. That's 12. 1, 2, 3. That's 13. And it looks like Buddy Boy is going to have 1/5 of a cup left over. So how many total pans can he make? That would be 13 pans. Now, I'm going to explain my thinking. My thinking would truly be if I take his 8 cups and I split each cup into fifths, and then I split out if I split out 3 portions from each cup, so I'm splitting out 3/5 to make a pan, I end up with 13 pans. That is my thinking. And then it's always good to note that he did end up having 1/5 cup left. All right. Moving on, almost done. 3 friends are sharing a quarter bag of M&Ms. We're going to make these peanut M&Ms. What fraction of the total bag will each person eat? All right, here's our peanut M&Ms. Dang, there's only a quarter bag? Yikes. All right. So those friends are sharing just this portion of the bag. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4th part of the bag. And there are 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. And it wants to know what fraction of the bag will each person eat. Well, each person is going to eat. So that's a person, that's a person, and that's a person. So if I was one person, I would get this part right here. So I'm going to eat 1, and then I need to know the total bag. So it's a 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to get 1/12 of the bag. And then you're going to get 1/12, and